How are they going to change things then and change the narrative, which the manager spoke about over a week ago? The window's shut, we know it. People can go on about recruitment, the board or whatever. Celtic are where they are. What do you think he can do to get the winning back for Celtic starting at Motherwell on Sunday?
It's very difficult to put your finger on, Paul, because you look at it and you think they had 73% possession. I think people keep saying, and I agree with Brendan at the game on Saturday. The one thing I said was they didn't want the goalkeeper enough. And Kilmarnock were always in the game. I thought they started the game well, Celtic, because they passed the ball forward. The thing I always think when Celtic changes, when they start passing to each other at the back and then going back to Joe, I think that's a problem, because other teams are set against you. They want you to do that. But in the first half, I thought they passed beyond them. They got beyond them. Getting to the final third, and I thought we were wasteful. We got into good areas, and there was some good link play with the two strikers, which I'm not a fan of Kyogo playing the deeper one. I like him right up the top. In fact, if you were playing the two, I'd play Ida, the deeper one, because I think he's strong and takes the ball in well. But the two of them linked a couple of times well round about the box, so they get a few opportunities. Matt Arella would be disappointed with 2 hits he had that he never had clearly. So these opportunities, but wasn't enough saves that the goalkeeper had to make. So Kilmarnock were always in the game. And I'm thinking to myself, I hope they don't get a long throw or a set play. And I said to you, they've taken the strikers off, they've changed the front two. They've ended up with one striker, Van Veen, but the big centre half right had to go up there, and it becomes a pair. All of a sudden the cross comes in, and I'm sitting behind the goal and I'm thinking, oh, he maybe get away with this here, because it looked like a push on the back. But I don't care if he's pushed. He's still got to be so aggressive, because Greg Taylor done the exact same in the first half against Kyle Vassell, who was well above him, and Greg got up and put his head in his face and defended with his life.
And Vassell is muscular.
That's right, exactly. So that's the difference at making you being a good defender and having that desire not to concede. And I can understand why John criticised on that, because that's your job.
See at the back,
let's be brutally honest, he wasn't strong enough.
Absolutely.
Poor defending.
Absolutely.
When you're getting into the final minutes, that's where you've got to be right on it. Yep. And listen, if you've got to put your head, if somebody's pushing you in the back, you be strong and stand firm and defend for your life. It was poor defending.
And you mentioned about the way they play the ball out from the back. It can be very slow. It goes back to Joe Hart, it goes back out. Why doesn't he change that? It's got to be down to the manager, I would imagine, who says...
But they didn't do that in the first half.
No.
Paul. So when they came in at half time, the manager would be happy with the way the back guys were playing into the middle of the pitch, and Celtic were dominating big periods and getting, but as I say, getting into the final third. I still think the wide players are all the same. So no matter who you change, they're coming on and doing the same job, if you understand.
They're not good enough, are they?
Listen,
is that unfair?
I would never say that about any football player, no matter who he plays for.
But the fans will say it if it's
course,
the case.
But it's not like the wingers I played with.
Right.
So I'm thinking, Davy Provan, going by something outside, wow, there's a crossing, real quality coming in. I don't see enough of that with Celtic, whether it's the wide players, but any of the 4 wide players. And that happened actually at the goal. I think it's Yang, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think Yang's done the step over, run inside, 3 Celtic players round about it, hits it off the defender, it ricochets out in the middle of the pitch, and Kilmarnock got him score. And that's where Celtic are from. And I'm thinking, it's another wide player tucking inside to where all the bodies are. If he goes on the outside even, or has a shot at the goal, the game is finished. That is the game finished. But then that's a decision. And that doesn't come down to the manager. We've all been there. Me and Barry's been there. You'll talk to the players till you're blue in the face, and you're only giving them information, trying to help them. And there's certain things happen in the game, Paul, the manager can do nothing about. But passing across to the back to each other, I would be going out and saying to them, hey, I don't want to see it again. We were told centre half wasn't allowed to pass to centre half. We were always told that, no matter what level we played. Right. But we were never allowed to pass to each other. And I think Celtic do that when the game were in their control. They do that at times. And I'm not just talking now. Sometimes done it last year. And I think the only time Ange changed it was at Livingston, because never had good results at Livingston. All of a sudden, the 2 centre-backs never played once to each other, because Carol Starfelt kept it in behind, and Celtic won their first game there for ages. Of course, it's no rocket science, but it's these wee small details that become a problem.